also brought up development of luxury condominiums and housing. Can you also talk about the city and state's role in developing highways through a lot of these black areas? For example, in Florida, in Miami, most black people used to live in a part of town called Overtown, and that was considered the Harlem of the South in the early 1950s and 40s. But they developed highway systems that went through these communities and kind of decimated the central business district. And this has occurred throughout the country. I'm pretty sure in New York and Boston as well. Can you explain how these type of situations aid in the wealth gap expanding?
Well, for sure, and you're right. There's a history about this approach that you're describing, building highways through, communities that were actually, they were still, they may have been economically distressed, but they were still struggle to make those communities better on the part of residents. But I should add, here in Boston, it was a major victory because a highway through predominantly black neighborhood, Roxbury, also parts of South End, which abuts Roxbury. Years ago, it was proposed that a major highway just be cut across all of these communities. But people from different communities came together. It was a multiracial coalition that was able to stop the idea, in a sense, that a highway was going to be good for residents in the city of Boston. And so I'm sure there are other victories around the country, but at the same time, there are too many instances where highways were used not to disseminate white communities, but again, black and Latino communities. And these are communities where people were raising families, people were supporting cultural institutions, people were trying to struggle to make communities better on the framework of both challenging inequality and inequities. So highways, were very destructive because they were not pursued in a balanced way. We could build highways, but they should be pursued in a balanced way where the future of all people, regardless of race or national origins, can be taken into account. In fact, the term that was used with highways and urban renewal when highways first started to really get bumped under the Eisenhower administration was Negro removal. This term was closely associated with the building of highways. It was really about Negro removal, highways and urban renewal. And the justification, of course, is an economic one. It's, people have to get the jobs, this and that. But that justification, that economic justification, has to be evaluated through a lens of racial hierarchy again, a lens where on the basis of race, we did not have equality in the society. On the basis of race, we had major inequities. So even today, people may justify economic strategies without putting on the table a lens to look at racial inequality and inequity, and it will create the same kind of problems in terms of displacing people, in terms of being not in the best interest of moving a city forward where any group can advance forward.